Don't we all sometimes feel like we are surrounded by idiots? We are all dealing with other people every single day of our lives, whether it is at work, at home with our family, or with our friends. And oftentimes we might feel like we're speaking completely different languages. So wouldn't it be nice to have some kind of guideline, almost like a dictionary that helps us understand other people in our lives a little bit better? Well, the book Surrounded by Idiots by Thomas Erikson is that guideline that you're looking for. I am currently reading the original version in Swedish. Here in Sweden, this has been the most sold book in 2017 and 2018, so clearly people are very interested in a system that will help them understand human behavior a little bit better. The book is based on the so-called DISC analysis, which categorizes people into 4 unique characters. We have the red personality type that is associated with dominance, the yellow personality type which is associated with inspiration, the green personality type which is associated with stability, and then the blue personality type associated with compliance. And I can already tell you right now, after we have gone through those 4 personality types, you will start seeing them everywhere in your environment. People with a red personality are very goal-oriented. They are hardworking people and they don't take no for an answer. If they have set their mind to accomplishing something, they will find a way to get it done. The fact that they have such high energy and are very fast-paced allows them to have such high expectations towards themselves, but oftentimes they also have equally high expectations towards others, which can lead to conflict. Since people with a red personality are very competitive, but also sometimes controlling, they have a hard time getting along with other people because they have a hard time understanding that not everyone is as driven as they are. Red people often end up in the driver's seat of projects. They like to move things forward, they like to give other people direction, and because they are so quick in making decisions, they are natural leaders. They do, however, not always enjoy going into the details of things. They're more like the big picture kind of people. And as soon as things slow down, as soon as they feel there's no more progress being made, they get very easily frustrated. Both with themselves, but also with the other people who they feel are just slowing things down. This is why people with a red personality oftentimes have a hard time relaxing and also struggle with forming deep human connections with other people. They usually don't have a bunch of friends, simply because they are quite difficult to get along with. In that point, yellow people are the exact opposite. They thrive in social situations. Yellow people are outgoing and charismatic, and they never have any difficulties forming connections with other people. They tend to be extremely enthusiastic and positive, the kind of person who always sees the glass half full. And we all know these kind of people. They light up any room they enter, they're the center of attention at any party, and they like to have people around them that they can entertain and make laugh. Now, as much as yellow people are fun to have around, they often don't follow through with what they talk about. They can be pretty unorganized, so it is hard for them to structure their thoughts, structure their actions, and actually work towards something in the long run. With their positive attitude, they always feel like things will work out one way or another, so why plan too much? And why worry? This personality trait of being so easygoing is the exact opposite of what the blue personality entails. Blue people are highly analytical. They like to plan things all the way through and be prepared for any eventuality along the way. For this, they like to gather as much and detailed information as they possibly can. Naturally, they're a bit more reserved and introverted even, but they're also very loyal once you become friends with them. People with a blue personality are fantastic employees to have because they are so meticulous in their approach, and they often tend to be perfectionists and really strive for getting the best results possible. On the other hand, they can also be a bit frustrating to work with because they are so caught up in the details. They always tend to focus on problems that could pop up along the way and don't focus so much on the possible solutions. And then we have the most common personality type of all, which is the green color. Those are supportive and compassionate people who often are very good listeners. They tend to not like being the center of attention too much, but instead stay rather passive and in the background. So generally, especially at work, they like to have somebody telling them what to do and not have to lead themselves. But they do have strong social skills, enjoy being around other people, and are generally very well liked by others. So if you pile those 4 personality types together in a graph, you get something like this. And this illustrates well how different those personality types are and in which areas they excel. So for example, red and yellow people tend to be very active compared to blue and green, who are rather passive. But then yellow and green have stronger social skills and like to be working with people, whereas blue and red prefer working on tasks and working on projects. So now you might be wondering, what is the best personality type? And the answer is, they're all equally good. They're all different, but no personality type is clearly better because they have different strengths and weaknesses, which is exactly why you need all these different personality types in any work environment. You can't just have leaders, you also need followers. You can't just have people focusing on the big picture, you also need detailed-oriented people. You can't only have people working on tasks, you also need people who actually bring other people together and can communicate well. As you can see, any project, any team can only thrive if they incorporate all those skills. Which is exactly why I would recommend anyone to read this book. You will always be surrounded by people who are different than you, who have different strengths and weaknesses than you, and your job as someone who wants to work with those people is to actually be able to communicate with them in a way that you can find a mutual understanding. Realize that people are different than you, and realize that if you want to make things work with them, it is up to you to learn how to speak their language. There's so much more info in this book, as well as detailed explanations on how you can meet people halfway, so definitely make sure that you get a copy for yourself. Cause if you're walking through life feeling like you're constantly surrounded by idiots, it's probably you who's the idiot. If you're interested in learning more about psychology and personal development, then make sure to subscribe down here so you get more videos about these topics in the future.